time.
Boom, and we back. It's another bad podcast. It's your host, Paya Palamanu. I got a super special episode. As Kanye says, it's family business. I got my two uncles I ain't seen in like 25 years. Now I'm playing. But I haven't seen them in a minute, and they've never talked on the mic. When's the last? You guys ever been on a podcast?
No.
Nah, not on a podcast, but I've done some appearances on shit.
You guys know what podcasts are?
Nope.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was just trying to make it. I was just trying to get them.
Yeah.
We old
Jokes.
we dinosaurs.
Jokes, you know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all know who I am. We're going to introduce them. To my left right here first.
I'm Dion Hopkins, massage extraordinaire, also artist, and, that's about it. Trying to live out here, life's good.
All right.
You feel me?
Yeah, and then Camara K-Top. A lot of people know me as CK. I run CK Fitness, personal training studio, avid hip-hop enthusiast, and I'm truly appreciative of the fact that my nephew brought me here today, so let's go.
All right, man. So I guess we all look. No, I can't say we all. Me and Dion, Delaware natives.
There we are. Yes.
You, where you from?
All over the fucking world, man. You know what I'm saying? Was born in Korea, spent time in Virginia, New York. We here, man.
He was born in Korea. I never even knew.
Born in Korea, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born in Daegu, Korea, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I never knew this.
It's a small thing. A lot of people
Every
don't know.
day.
And no, I don't speak Korean.
You enjoy the Korean women, huh? Don't you?
I don't know about that, man. I'm not necessarily attracted to Korean women, but I was born in Korea, man. Real talk. When I came to the States, I was 3. My mother brought me. We lived with my grandmother in Virginia, and I didn't speak any English. I spoke all Korean.
What?
So my grandmother had to figure out how to deal with me.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
So, wait, you lost that all? You lost all your Korean?
I lost all of it. I was 3. I lost all of that,
that's crazy.
That's real crazy.
I never knew this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even know this.
Yeah, I don't even know you anymore.
My grandmother would be like, yo, I don't know what he's saying. That's true talk.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what he's saying. What does he want? A bottle? Is he wet? So forth and so on.
I guess that makes a lot of sense, though, because, you speak what you grow up around.
You speak what you grew up around. Yeah, I was around mama sons and nanas and stuff like that. And because my mother was in the military, so she would take me to the Korean daycare. You know what I'm saying? But when we came to the States, I did not speak any English at all. I spoke all Korean.
Wow.
I was 3.
Damn.
That's wild.
That's lit.
That's wild.
Me and Dion just from Delaware.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any origin stories like that. But
Dion's from 4th Street. I don't.
You know
what else do we have?
Straight up. All
hard act to follow.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean?
Hard act to follow.
That's all good.
But all right, man. Look, I'm grateful to have you guys on the show.
No, thanks for having us, man.
You know
Seriously. And it's fun. I was like hitting you up, like, yo, when you gonna invite me? I didn't know if you felt like pressured, like, yo, especially the content you're speaking on. Like, yo, let me.
I wasn't that. It's just got to be right.
Right. True.
I had to find the right episode
to
have you on, and when finishing my first season, or I say in the middle of finishing, it didn't take me to finish. I had an idea, I knew what I wanted, and I was like, I'd rather have them both on at the same time.
Okay.
Because I can get a nice clash of the views. Two different people, but y'all still are in a whole nother era than where I'm from. So we get a nice little. Like we all, it's funny, we all relate on the hip hop.
Right.
The same. We all have the same love of hip hop, but even still, we all have different things we like. That's
true.
I fairly remember Camara does not like West Coast hip hop, and it just pisses me off. Because I'm like, how do you not like Dre? Like, Dre got classic shit.
Oh, man.
Like, he'd be like, I don't fuck with that. And I know some of the stuff I like, you don't like. And some of the stuff, surprisingly, you do. So I always you're a good question mark for me. I'm like, what do you feel about this? You might be like, I hate it. I'm like, what?
But at least I can tell you why.
You know some shit you'll like, and I'll be like,
yeah. Surprisingly, it surprises me sometimes.
So hip hop, we're gonna keep it on, and I'm gonna hit y'all on the head first. Who are the best rappers of all time? Period. From your point of view, we go start off there, and we go lead into it.
Okay.
Go.
Man. Well, to me, like, it's a category. Like, some stand in the category of their own. Like Rakim is just like his own category. That's like the God MC. So that's and it's funny because I don't even put him like in a top 5 because I'm just like, nah, God MC right
This is
there, you know what I'm
interesting.
saying? Yeah.
So I didn't grow up on Rakim, right? You gotta think. When I'm 6,
Right.
Jay-Z's the biggest rapper in the world.
Word.
Big EJ, like those are people. So, but I've always, every hip hop thing you ever see, people love Rakim.
Right.
So it leads me to ask you, what about Rakim stood out when you were listening to rap? Like, I'm trying to get why everybody from that era, 80s, loves Rakim so much.
Well, no, he's the one that developed like the flow, like a flow. It's not broken down into like, hip hop, it's flowing, you know what I'm saying? Like he rides that beat, you know what I'm saying? And like no other, like nobody else around that time. What was that? Like what? Like 80s? Mid-80s? Yeah, nobody was doing that. Like just that itself just stood out, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the category of its own. Everybody trying to emulate him. So that's God MC. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't even put him in like, oh, I'm a top 5. You know, I'm like he stands in the category all his own.
Who's got the Rakim?
Rakim, me personally, is Black Thought because I thought about this. I would literally I would I would kind of put him up against anybody. Like, you know how you choose an MC like, oh, I don't know if I can, he would be good against so-and-so or whoever, so-and-so. Like, I really think Black Thought can take on anybody, and I would be confident in his skill. You know what I'm saying? So
last one.
He's
one
number one. Nas has got to be there, man. Okay. Like, he just does.
I like this new album a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna go last.
It's
so don't
really
worry.
good.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
just
good. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, man. It's
fitness
it's hard.
guru.
It's hard. I don't know about fitness guru, man. But you know what I mean. I will say that immersed in hip hop in all aspects of hip hop. You know what I mean. It is transcended. But one thing in regards to favorite lyricists, because rappers is different to me than hip hop artists. There's a different term.
Explain.
Right. A rapper is somebody that just does it for business. Right?
Okay.
I could sell dope and make money. I could work at Walmart and sell washing machines to make money. That doesn't make me that. A hip hop artist lives it.
Right.
Cultivates
it's a culture.
You know what I'm saying? This is everything I do.
Word.
Right? You know what I mean? I'm not just doing this to make money. That's why I'm like with the fitness, I don't do it. If I was independently wealthy enough to do it, I would still do it. It's a love.
I see exactly what you're saying.
So hip hop, and I'm gonna change your question slightly if you don't mind. Rakim is my of all time. It's not only because of
that's crazy.
Not only because of his flow, but like how he transcended the flow. So in the beginning, most people would rhyme off the blah blah blah, done, blah blah blah, son, blah blah blah. One, he rapped. His verses, his rhymes were in the middle of the rhyme.
Right.
It didn't always break down to like simplicity, right? You know what I'm saying? He was also a jazz artist. He was a musician. Right. So his tracks, his lyrics flow like a saxophone.
Yeah.
He would put words and rhymes in the middle of the rhymes, right? That's why he was, to a lot of MCs, not us, but MCs that are prominent.
Oh, yeah.
KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane's, you know what I mean? Like, yo, he was on a whole nother level. Cool G Raps.
Right.
It was like, yo, I never heard no shit like this.
Exactly. That's what I always hear.
So, you know what I mean? So he dropped it, and then just his whole demeanor, his whole character. I actually modeled myself after him as a young person. Because I was like, yo, I thought this was dope. That's what hip hop is, right?
Yeah,
like, we look at people,
we all,
right?
It's
dope. Like,
hip hop inspires the culture. That's what it does.
So like he's my favorite top. And then after that, I put, KRS-One, because just the liveness of the show, the battle, the party. MC means to move the crowd. Right? There's elements of hip hop. And like when KRS-One step on the scene, it's like, yo, it's not no normal like, oh, we watching this hip hop show. You like, this shit is crazy. Right. Let's go. Right? We feeling it. We're a part of the show. We're a part of the movement. And then give you real quick third, and there's I don't mean it in this order, but yes, 1 and 2 is Rakim and KRS. There's maybe some others old school because I'm old. I'm an older dude, but Nas is up there in terms of lyricism.
So 2 Nas's and 2 Rakims. That says a lot.
It's it, man. I mean, you got to think about it. Like the culture started in mid to early 80s. I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry, mid to late 80s.
Mhm.
So you got to look at our ages.
Yeah, true.
So, of course, we saw shit that you didn't see.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Jay-Z,
Mhm.
boom, that's what you saw when we was younger.
Mhm.
But we saw people before Jay.
Mm.
And those people before Jay influenced Jay.
I mean, interestingly enough, you always hear Hov mention Big Daddy Kane. He always says to him, he's like, Big Daddy Kane's my favorite rapper. And to me, I'm like, huh? And I go back and listen to stuff I like, but I just, I wasn't alive, but I always got to remember, it's not like basketball for me. I always equate everything back to basketball. It's like, Jordan's always going to be my GOAT because that's what was in my face my whole life. But there was other players before Jordan. There was David Thompson. There was Dr. J.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was Kareem. And it's like, you know what? I can't get mad when people be like, yo, nah,
It
David
definitely
Thompson's
has a
my
lot to
favorite
do with
player.
the era
And
that you grew up in.
Yeah, it's the era, because, like, check it, right? Before God, Sham God,
Mhm.
there was no Sham God. And you know that move because you
Yeah.
played
Oh,
ball.
yeah. Exactly.
You know the Sham God, right?
Exactly.
So before that, but somebody else did that move before Sham God.
Right.
It just became,
Or some at least a variation of
Yeah,
it.
that's
Because
what I'm
he
saying.
had to
So-
get inspired
Word.
from somebody to do.
Absolutely,
Nah, 100%.
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely,
You know what I mean?
man.
Decades and time frames mean a lot.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the main reason I wanted to ask you that question, because you got it's just different eras. Because my answer is going to differ, of course, but
I want to hear yours.
I knew it would involve rappers I wouldn't pick.
Right.
That was the point. I
Right.
was
Right.
like-
Right.
So it's
Right,
like,
right.
and that's why when you said it, I was so hyped to ask that question. I hear so many rappers mention where Rakim, or old 90s, age rappers. I'm just like, I want to know why. Like, other than the politically stuff they always say, like, oh, he's the GOAT. I'm like, nah, I want to know why. And like I said, it's flow for y'all.
Yeah.
For me, I guess it wouldn't be surprising y'all, but I'm just go. So for one, I say Biggie. If I was young, it'd just be because he, everybody hyped him up because he died, or whatever.
Right.
I've had time, y'all know I'm really into this hip hop shit.
Right.
Biggie's rhyme patterns and his witty, the way he would pull shit out his ass on club records.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear a lot. Like, for me, it was just like, I'm realizing, Biggie was rapping on club. Like, you listen to what he's saying, he's still rapping about some wild shit, but he could sneak it in because he was just that good.
Yeah.
He was so, and not to mention, his albums, he's probably got the best double album I've ever heard all the time.
Dude, it's pretty good.
The double disc,
It's pretty good.
and nothing, and it's funny.
Was that the first one?
No.
Wasn't that the first double?
Yeah,
might have been.
Tupac's was the first.
Oh,
And
All Eyes on Me,
and
yeah.
Tupac
All Eyes on
is
Me.
second.
Yeah.
Now, I don't equate him as the same rapper as Biggie.
Right.
I'll just say I have his double album second.
But that
as far
double
as
album was
it
crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
He's not the same, but it was a good double album.
Word.
Whether
Yeah, it
people
was.
think Tupac a rapper or not, that was just a good project.
No, it was
Yeah.
I think it's good. He chose the right production on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, Daz
he
did his
collabed.
thing.
Yeah, like I said, he
Daz-
collabed with a lot
Quick,
of
Daz,
people.
DJ Quick.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
legends, or turned out to be legends. But Puffy's, Biggie's made the best double. I guess you can't say Biggie without Puff. Shout out to the picture.
This is a crazy picture.
Yeah.
You don't understand like what this picture did for hip hop.
You know
we'll
what?
talk later.
Right.
That
That
cover, that album cover.
Right.
I might not have been
a whole lot of
alive. I might not have
people.
been alive to live that. I mean, I'm saying I was alive, but I was too young. But no, I know the impact of that
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
I mean, East versus West, it caused the war.
Right.
That
But-
shit,
Yeah.
But
It was.
regardless, Biggie. So Biggie's my number one because I just haven't. The wittiness of his flow is just something. It's funny. People always compare Biggie and Hov, and I don't see that. I'm like, Hov don't rap nothing like Big.
No.
And I mean, if you're gonna say they're from Brooklyn, New York, and they're the GOATs, I'll give you that. But I'm like,
They don't flow
the
same.
rap style, Biggie was on just the way it doesn't have nothing against Hov. Biggie's flow is something else.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was dope. And plus, like, my whole thing is, like, his voice, too. Like,
Oh,
his
yeah.
voice commanded you to listen to him. Like, when you had that flow, it's funny because that documentary on Netflix is dope.
It's
like,
good.
It's
It's
really
good.
good.
I didn't think
it's
I
really
was
seen it
good.
yet.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of commands that respect. And I'm up here thinking, like, he's a young dude, but he's such a big guy. You think he's older than what he is.
Yeah, he
but
died
he's
when
like,
24.
yeah, dude.
He was
Like,
the top
I'm
of
up
the
here
game.
like, that's
Young.
crazy.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Biggie's. I was just cracking up. Like, I was listening to players as the players anthem or get one of them. He was like, just the play like, I've been robbing niggas since running them was singing. Here we go, snatching ropes at the rocks. It's just like, how does he put it all together?
His flow, his flow,
So
dude.
it's big.
Absolutely.
Hov's always gonna be my number 2 or my number 1 as far as like somewhere in the list. You're talking about best whatever. I think for me, Hov's gonna go like LeBron to me. When LeBron ends, he's gonna be the GOAT, whether people like it or not. Just because his body of work, it's gonna be hard.
You know, went to a whole
No. Here's what I'm saying. No. Here you go. What I'm saying.
Delete this shit.
Kobe's my favorite player.
Shit,
Kobe's my favorite player. I think Jordan's the best ever. But you gotta listen. I'm not talking about. This is kind of not personal. This is the media. When LeBron's gone, they're gonna put him number one. He's gonna lead the NBA in points, in assists. He's gonna be top 5 in assists and whatever. Is it fair? No. Stats.
Right? No, they go by stats. Yeah, they go by stats.
This stat sheet is impact. You can't argue numbers.
Right.
And with Hove, and this is the only reason I'm bringing this up. Hove's stats on life are just good. You can't exclude him from the combo.
I respect that. I just want to interject.
Go ahead.
Just briefly. But we're talking about sample size.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the term they use on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Sample size, right? The sample size with Hove is here.
True.
Sample size with Big is here.
But you saw I put Big number one.
I hear you. I'm just you know what I mean? I just use like LeBron because I'm like,
I just use him because that's what the new. Because he's not my favorite. I'm saying, but you know, one thing I will respect his body of work, and at the end of the day, his body of work's gonna be crazy.
Right. So the next time I'm gonna look at the camera and shit. The next time we come on, we're gonna talk about NBA and sports and shit. But right now we're talking about hip hop. So yeah, I respect that. So Big and Hove.
All right.
We talk about NBA later because you know we.
Hold on. So do you have a third? Like is there gonna be like throw like a 3 in there?
Third, my last pick. I'm sorry. I thought about it. I don't want to say Nas because y'all two said it, but if I don't say it, then I'd be going against my thing. So it's got to be Nas, but. Nas is my third. I'm going to just name a fourth for argument's sake. So, Nas is my third. My fourth favorite rapper will surprise a lot of people.
Oh, jeez. He's going to say Drake. No, go ahead.
It's Drake.
Didn't I call it? I called it.
It's Drake. It's Drake. And then if we're going to just go Slash, and this won't be funny for y'all.
Oh, shit. What's the boy name from Philly? We up here in Philly. The funny kid. Gilly. Looking at the camera and shit. I'm going to be Gilly right now. The fuck, man? Drake? Come on, man.
Because it's my show. I mentioned
it's
5.
It's your show. Yeah,
it's my show. I mentioned 5.
You're right, yo.
I mentioned 5.
Hey, yo, we in Philly.
And Ghost. Ghost is my fifth.
Okay, I can respect that.
Ghost and
Drake shit, man.
That does not mean that.
Hold on.
Drake writes his song. He writes his rap.
He does not write all his rhymes, man. That is documented. He don't write all his rhymes.
Everybody gets help.
You can't make him a GOAT. Now remember,
everybody gets help.
I'll say everybody gets help. No,
with hooks and stuff.
No, Nas didn't get help with his lyrics. Rakim didn't get help.
Okay, Rakim didn't get help.
So what I'm saying is that me, as a lyricist, that's why I pointed out the point of rapper and hip hop.
The difference between it.
Right, a lot of these cats they get into rap as a vehicle to make money, and I get it. Because a lot of these trash ass motherfuckers that we're gonna talk about later, they're in it to make money, and I get it.
It's a business.
And I get it. I understand. Like the hip hop, that's what I love about hip hop. It has grown to a point where now it's not only about the culture; it is a source of revenue for a lot of brothers.
Like globally,
you might not give a fuck about lyrics,
right? Yeah.
But you can make money, take better care of yourself, right?
Word.
So, and I'm sorry, I'm fucking up the time stream and everything, but with the hip hop as opposed to the rap, Drake is a rapper. I get it, man.
I don't know.
I'm not disrespecting your music. Right. Your shit good. I like the pop to it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you're not a hip hop. You're not a lyricist, man.
But my whole thing is
I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, my whole thing is, you know what? I do like Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of people that are just like, I can't stand Drake, but I think it's because it's an oversaturation of Drake when he first came out. It's the hype. He was getting played everywhere. Like you really can't fault Drake for that. You know what I'm saying? So I do like Drake for what he does. You know, he's
he's not an MC. Man.
Oh, no way.
Okay,
no way. No,
he's not an MC.
No. I wouldn't think he's an MC.
You know what I mean?
Like for real, he's never said really anything. I'm like, oh, how you come up with that?
He's talented.
Not really.
Not talented, man. But you put him in your great stuff.
I like Drake. Oh, we got our top threes, and I definitely went 5. But the funny thing is, we all mentioned Nas,
right?
So that does say something about somebody transcending all whatever. Nas has been consistent. I don't want to skip up Nas this quick. I actually like this new album a lot. The new one, it was like I called it like very old head raps in the sense of he was himself. He wasn't old he wasn't trying to, because I hate when rappers kind of try to fit into something else they're not. He stayed in his lane. He sounded like a 40, 50-year-old dude, just like Hov did on 444, which is the best. That's one of the best whole albums ever. Hold on, we got an alarm, y'all. We can edit it out. It's not a big deal. I can get your phone.
Sorry about that, man.
You good?
You good, man?
It's not a big deal. We can
know,
edit it out, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We know how it is. It's always, business, always shit going on.
Go ahead.
That was a business call. That's money calling. But
could be. I don't know. Could be money. Could be loss of money.
Real shit.
We gotta have some fun, man. We gotta have some fun with this.
So we said Nas crossed genres. He crosses eras. But now we're gonna lead straight into the next. I like this album a lot. Leading to the next thing. New rappers. Are there new rappers this era? Matter of fact, we're gonna. Ooh. How do y'all feel about new rappers here? That's a better question.
Oh,
can I go
man.
first?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I can see
truth.
you have a passion in your heart. Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak.
So, I understand that anything in life transcends. It moves forward. Doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Life, existence, whatever. So we're talking about hip hop. I do believe it moves forward. My opinions on hip hop right now is that, let me look at the camera, it's trash. Overall.
Okay.
Right? Not because of the talent and who's coming in the door. It's because of the gatekeepers who hold the keys to say this is what we're going to unleash into the public.
Exactly.
Okay. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get too specific into names, but it is something that was created by us. Mm-hmm. And us, I don't mean by black people. It's just impoverished.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Below the poverty level. True. Black, white, brown.
It's rebellious music. That's what originally hip hop is.
Exactly.
But then it was like, hold on. People talk like, oh, this shit. There's something going on with it.
It's money.
So let's get a hold of this, right? Yeah. So when we get a hold of it, now we can kind of dictate what is what, right? So there's a lot of artists that I like that are not a lot. There's a few artists that I like that are real, but it's like right now, the picture, the landscape is the same, P. It's the same. It's like back in the days, 80s and 90s, like. You had this artist, you had that artist, you had this artist, you had that artist. And even we talked about earlier before the cameras was on about the West Coast hip hop. Yeah. I didn't necessarily like it, but it was different.
It was a pocket.
And it was still fresh.
There was pockets for everything.
It was popping. You know what I mean? Right. Now everybody's like this.
You're right.
It's a baseline.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody sound the same on some dumb shit.
I can give you
and
that.
some of it, the shit kind of sissified.
Yeah.
If you ask me, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And there's some real lyricists out there.
Yeah.
Right? But it's kind of like it's oversaturated, like with the same thing, because there's a lot of MCs out there that are giving it to you. Like giving it, like, not necessarily, I'm not talking about like necessarily gangster type shit or whatever it may be. It's just flow. Mm-hmm. They're giving you flow. And that's the whole thing with hip hop. You may have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're all giving you the business, but it's all different. Mm-hmm. So when you listen to A, like this is A. You listen to B, listen to B. This is C. Now everybody sounds like A. It's like the same shit. Word. And that's what's killing me about hip hop. Because hip hop itself is such a phenomenal tool of expression.
Word.
But it's like you got all of this expression, right? Check this out. You got all of this expression being funneled down to a little small hole.
Right.
And this is the whole that's being presented to the world like this is what hip hop is. Right. And that's not real.
I can respect the opinion of the sound, kind of generalizing into whatever I guess people like as far as more the same. I actually respect that. That's actually I'd say it's true. Not even respect it. They say it's true. You're right. The sound has definitely become more of a common whatever. What I would say, only rebuttal I'll give to that is that I do think the game switched. The game, one thing about hip hop is since and you mentioned the point, since they found out there was money in this, everything's about money. And when the gatekeepers found out that Atlanta had a sound that people really liked, the game has shifted to Atlanta. So the reason why I'm being specific about what I'm saying is I'm not going to diss Atlanta because it's their sound and it's hot. The only problem I have is why does everybody want to be Atlanta? Like, let Atlanta have their sound. Because I appreciate, like, see, that's the one thing. I like all coasts. Like, I love, like, y'all heard, I think even before, you heard, I had 8 Ball MJG on. Like, I like, like, I'm not a person that doesn't sing as New York, whatever. I can respect what everybody brings to the game. And I don't like either that everything, for the most part, sounds like I'm trying to make a Atlanta trap sound. I like the trap sound.
But my whole thing, I don't even think they know that it's, you know, like, especially like true hip hop heads, they don't even know like that sound originated from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so saturated. They just hear like 808s and they just hear that sound.
In Oakland,
and they're just like, Oakland, right. And they're just like,
not get a lot of credit for them. They have a lot of influence on the current sound.
Word. But they don't even know where it originates from.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's hip hop now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in that whole whole hip hop. You know,
I gotta interject, and I love it. I don't want to sound like the '90s person, like yo, fuck the West Coast or so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. Is that both of you guys make very valid points, but the situation is that it's the radio station. That are just playing that Atlanta sound, or like you can only sound like Atlanta to be hot, or you can only sound like Oakland. Right. No, that's what's so great about hip hop. Like it's an expression of who you are and where you're from.
Right.
So if you're from this place, fucking goddamn Dakota, that shit might be hot.
Right.
And let it flow. Let everybody do their shit.
Absolutely.
That was one of the original fundamentals of hip hop.
Right.
Like I am
it's individual.
Where I'm from.
I am Charlie J from the Bronx.
Right.
Or I am, you know what I mean, Dion Day from Queens.
Right.
And then you do this shit.
Right.
What Ghost say on the joint? I
don't want nobody sound like my shit on no album.
No album.
You know what I'm talking about? On no album, yo. For real, I'm approaching motherfucker on that shit. But yo, that's some real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. Like I don't look, man. If I can't build off of it, if I can't fuck with you, I still respect.
Right, absolutely.
Right, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I met cats when I was younger, and I know I'm interjecting. I'm sorry. They was like, "Yo, I can't wear this color." Now remember, I come from that time frame. Like,
word.
I'm like, "What the fuck? What you mean you can't wear that color?"
Yeah.
And like, no, I can't wear that. I'm like, "The fuck? I don't know what that means." But you have to, that's just a small example. You have to respect that. So they from there, and that's what they wear, and that's what they listen to, and that's what they dress to.
Right.
Because motherfuckers from over there might think we corny.
Yeah.
Because we on the East Coast.
That's
true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it's like, yeah, you corny, but all right, that shit's still kind of hot.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that we have lost that difference.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. It's like
the
boom
pockets.
now.
There's not as many pockets as before. Like even the '90s. Before, I say right before 2000, you know, like you say, you could listen to Boot Camp Clip, that was you into.
Right.
Boot Camp Clip, you could listen to Drew the Damager, but I don't think he's that good. But it's the point of, there was pockets you could go to, and everybody was kind of getting play. And now it's like definitely...
It is. It's just...
not the same.
I will say this, you know, today, the one group we had, and I've definitely put them in there for a reason, we had Griselda. Griselda sounds very true to the sound. They sound like a big...
Yeah, I know. They sound like... Because we already... And it's funny because I sent him some shit,
I
too.
fought with Billy the Butcher, the joint he just dropped, the...
Fire.
Plugs I met?
The plugs I met, too?
Yeah.
Man, I was listening to that shit on the way up.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, good. Like, yo. It's good. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And remember, like, I sent you their first album, and what was dope about it to me is that Raekwon was actually on the intro being like, yo, these dudes is legit. You know what I'm saying? So and what I love it is the gritty hip hop sound.
Yeah.
It's like no added like 808s. It's like a raw sample, and those dudes are just going in with their lyrics.
And that's hip hop.
That's hip hop. That's what I'm saying.
Hip hop came from the gutter. It's a gritty hip hop song. It's not polished.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It became polished.
Word.
But it's like just let a motherfucker do the shit. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole premise of it.
Right.
Like it's just like, yo, we're going against the grind.
Right.
We're gonna do this music.
Word.
Just like jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like jazz. Motherfuckers was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
What is this music they playing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
That was the conversation. I wanted to bring them up. Like, I feel like they brought the feeling back. To me, they I look at them as like they're the 2K like D Block Locks. They're the Jada Kiss Styles and Chic of this era.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right? So
I'm just being an asshole.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
The first album was cool.
Talking about.
Oh, there. Okay,
Griselda.
so
Griselda.
what was the name of their first album?
Well, with the Griselda thing is, I don't judge them off his group album.
Yeah,
I like the Hitler Loves Hermes.
No, like the whole way.
Yeah, I'm talking about
first joint.
Fire,
I'm
bro.
talking about,
like it's so
Conway's
good,
crazy,
so good.
Conway's
so
album
good.
From King to a
I
God.
love it. Yes,
So
that shit.
had Primo on the last
Yo, that
track
shit
with
crazy.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
had Primo on the last track.
Yo,
dog.
that shit. I'm like,
So that's what I'm
that.
talking. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Griselda. They
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're legit. They're true to the art form, man. And that's what I love about it. Like they're literally coming out like we're gonna do this, and they're working hard.
But question to you, right?
Okay.
To you too. I hate to flip this.
Nah,
shit,
go
right?
ahead. Go ahead.
But-
Ask a question, my
But
guy.
obviously, we gonna love them because we over here.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest of the world? Midwest,
No.
California.
Now here's my rebuttal because I'm
No, it's no rebuttal. It's
Yeah,
a
just-
question.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in that movement.
You over there,
right?
yeah? Okay.
I can tell you that the young niggas fuck with
They
Griselda.
love that shit, right?
They love because it's a. So you got
It's real.
Because it's real, bro.
and a lot of the young niggas, they have never heard
anything
something
like that,
this.
like that.
Like their only memory
Right.
is the Beanie Siegels or the
Right,
Locks.
right,
That's
right,
all
right,
they
right.
like. They weren't even deep. Like
Word.
some of these people don't even know the culture, but they know a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a lot like. I even say when G Unit kind of was making their
Yeah.
Right.
it sounds like, oh, this sounds great. This is nice.
Yeah,
It's dark.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
dark.
yeah.
And it's dark, and it's
Right.
like, oh, these
Right.
niggas is like, they legit. Like you
Yeah.
can just feel, you can feel legit.
It's hip hop.
Yeah, it is. It
That's
is.
what I'm
So
saying,
they're
man.
gonna be fine. Like I have
Yeah.
no doubt. Like you don't have to worry about them. Of course, they be a Drake. I don't think they're gonna be pop stars.
Right.
But will they have a pocket that and it's grown organically. As we know, like
Absolutely.
organically, they're just people love
Yeah.
like Griselda's. Here's what I compare it to. They're not Wu-Tang, but we're gonna bring Wu-Tang up. Not because you have the shirt on.
Don't.
Remember?
Don't. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, we
You
not-
that's
not-
my favorite group.
I know, right? It's like
shit-
that's a whole new other
But y'all
door,
about to feel
bro.
what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You've been to. We've all been to Wu-Tang shows. I know I have. Have you guys been to Wu-Tang show?
I
gotta
have
tell you
not.
about the time when the motherfuckers.
I
give me
know.
weed.
It skipped
I gotta
over.
tell you,
I told that story to
I
my
will
friend.
never forget that shit, bro. Yo, like you, like yo,
I told
right
that-
by me.
I told that story to my friend.
We laugh at this shit, right? You know what I mean? But that shit was real. That's what the fuck
like
happened.
that shit still hurt my
Well,
feelings.
I was gonna say the Wu-Tang crowd. They have one of the most diverse fan bases.
No, they
Without
do,
a doubt.
bro.
And
No,
I was,
they do.
And that's
They
all I
do.
was bringing. Griselda shows. They got everybody.
Shit, I haven't seen them
They
yet.
got,
You been to
they
one?
got I'm talking about what I've seen on YouTube. The
YouTube, yeah.
shows. It's,
Everybody,
It's
right?
from the hoodest of hood niggas, white boys and
So
collar
they,
shirts.
it's a movement.
It's
It is.
It's organic. It's
Word.
not. Nobody's pushing it down. People just like the same.
They like, but no, like credit to them. It's like they're putting in the work, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As many albums as these dudes drop, like
They're
consistently,
dropping
like constantly, like they're like, "Yo, I'm working hard," like. And all of them are putting out work. So it's not even like, yo, them as a collective. They're like, we got our own individual projects that we're putting out. And that it's so super smart.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're utilizing their time right now. Even though if it might, I don't see it going away anytime soon. But they're riding that wave. And
It's
that's
smart.
Yeah, it is smart, man.
I'll push the camera thing real quick.
Word.
Yeah, I think their movement is I don't see it ending no time soon. I think one thing we all can agree with, whether you like something or not, the one thing we all agree with is this: when you can get an organic movement and get real support,
Yeah.
it'll last.
Word.
It's gonna outlast the shit that's being forced or funneled.
That's the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
like you said, an organic movement. That's the proper term. But a movement, a collective body of people that are like, yo, and those people aren't defined by race, creed, ethnicity, or nothing.
Word.
It's just like, yo, this shit is hot,
Yes.
right? So the primary example of that is a Bob Marley. Like people joke all the time, like, yo, weed has no discriminatory actions towards race.
Mhm.
Music doesn't either.
Mhm.
If the music is hot, I don't give a fuck. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers
Word.
or
Yeah,
the
you ain't lying.
fucking
No.
what's the boy that did Misery? Sugar, Ice Tea, Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Like
right.
that shit hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean?
right.
So it doesn't matter if it's Griselda fucking Maroon 5.
You're right. Music has no
Music
barriers.
has, that's the thing.
It doesn't.
That's the shit. Like, why the fuck we can't get past that?
Right.
Yeah.
Why we can't figure this out for politics?
Right.
Like, fuck.
No,
this
but
shit is a banger.
It is, man.
And that's what
It
it's
is.
all about. It's about, okay, we live life, we work hard, we do blah, 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 blah. But, yo, we also enjoy ourselves.
Right.
And that's where the music comes
Absolutely.
in. You know that. We talked about this
Absolutely,
shit in the past.
man.
Like, you're like, damn.
Absolutely.
Don't matter.
To me, like music, it transcends everything because
That's what I'm saying.
it brings people together, even though that's not the purpose of it. It's just they're trying to get it out and stuff like that. But it just so happens that it does that because of the mutual appreciation for how good it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, you'll meet somebody and then you'll start to bond with them just off of that shit.
Yeah, that's
just
what I'm saying.
off of music.
That's what I'm saying.
People
On
like,
some
yo,
crazy shit.
we're building on this music. We can build on other
That's
things.
what I'm saying. On some crazy shit, the powers that be that are in the music industry. Hip hop is the number one fucking genre of music.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Now think about
all
it.
over the place.
So, like, the powers that be like, how can I influence this shit? That's what's
Absolutely.
so crazy.
Yeah,
on some
yeah.
deeper shit.
Right.
That's why we got all this trash.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I want to influence these motherfuckers to do some dumb shit.
Right.
Not shit that's positive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the motherfucking, with the Rodney King shit that happened.
Right.
Right? Number one song on the radio was motherfucking Fight the Power.
Right.
What happened to the medallions?
Yeah.
What happened to the, Black Love? Them shits was still hit records.
Right.
Them shits was still popping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
There's
shit.
nothing wrong with Black Thought hitting you with motherfucking goddamn 89 bars of hip hop positivity.
Right.
Right?
Real
Why
shit.
the fuck it's got to be some dumb shit about
That's
riding
true.
a horse and shit?
Exactly.
Lil Nas X.
Exactly.
The fuck is that, man?
Like, yeah.
The fuck is that, man?
Bro, yeah.
Why am I bugging?
No,
You know what I mean?
you're not.
Because
No,
we,
you're not.
but the one thing that the hip hop has always been, it's a lyricist,
Right.
an author, man.
Right.
You're a poet.
Poet. Yeah.
Jay-Z wrote the whole shit for Still Dre.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The whole
and,
shit.
And you know what? And
Did you
can,
know that?
You,
Yeah.
you,
The
you can
whole
hear
shit.
it in the
Stu's
flow
verse.
too.
You
You
can
can
hear
hear it in the slow.
Suits verse, the hook, everything.
And that's
Jay-Z
what-
wrote that
and
shit.
that's what Snoop was trying. He was like, no, he didn't just write Dre verse.
He wrote everything.
He said, so you got to factor in. He said, that's why I said that nigga's a genius. Because it's like, he said, how does he get my flow?
Right. How
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Better than me.
Everything.
Right.
And so, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's there. It's
Yeah.
there within us.
Word.
But you got these young boys coming in. Well, you know what? I want you to talk about riding a horse naked with your titties out.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Come on.
Well, guys, it's a
Oh.
hell of a segue we're taking from riding horses.
All right,
naked
well,
with
there
titties
you
out.
go. Well,
There you
And
go.
so we're gonna jump into my next convo, the past and the current.
No horses and
And we'll-
titties.
no horses and titties.
Yeah.
All right,
Is
maybe-
that on record?
Look,
Is this being recorded?
maybe
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Oh shit!
So
Delete that shit,
my
man.
next question: what do y'all see the difference? What's the biggest difference between young black? What's the difference between young black men now and young black men when you guys were growing up?
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I have a lot to say.
I wanted to
about
get
that,
the
too.
old head. I wanted to get the old head opinion on this
Wow.
because I can't have an opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to know what you guys see the biggest difference.
Yeah, you first, man. I'm gonna go over here and refresh my cup.
And I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's just like the lack of direction. You know, like hold on here. And this is personal for you also because I didn't realize that how fortunate I was to grow up with a father. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know because it's what I've always grown up in. I didn't know that a lot of people didn't have fathers or a male figure in the household.
That makes
you know
sense.
what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's really lacking in today's society because I don't know, man. It's wild because it's hard for me to kind of like speak like okay what other people are going through or what it is, you know, like I don't know, man. It just like I said, it's hard for me to have an opinion on something. I was just very fortunate, like I say, you know, your pop and stuff like that. Like it's way different from actually having you know male figures that care.
I mean,
in the household.
He was huge because my dad wasn't around.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean,
and that's what I'm saying.
You are
so,
completely.
completely.
Like,
So yeah. So
So-
it's hard for me to be like, yo, all right, I see it this way because it's a life I've never known. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I've only
That makes sense.
known, you know, my dad to be there and you know to do the best that he can instill everything that he knows how to instill in me, you know,
sense.
and go from that. But it's
so
far different.
If I could kind of verbalize what you're trying to say, you're saying the guidance isn't there.
The guidance isn't there.
It's the biggest change as far as
I think it's
lacking a lot less.
It is. I mean, you're always going to have that peer pressure to do what your peers are doing.
Teenage,
but you still you to have that figurehead there to like kind of steer you in the right direction, to actually care, love you, be like, yo, I know you want to do this or whatever, whatnot, but you need to look at it this way.
It's a conversation that a lot of people aren't getting.
Yes,
and it's funny. You're right. Something as simple as that.
Right.
It's funny. You made me think about that. That's a 5-minute conversation.
Word.
But a lot of motherfuckers don't get it.
They don't. Like even like I said, you know, naturally you're gonna do what you're gonna do, especially when you're young. You know, you're doing stupid shit because you know your peers are doing stupid shit. But to have somebody to draw you back and be like, yo, all right, you're doing this. I understand that you're young, but you need to realize this. You know, like something that you won't see because of your mindset, because of how young you are. You definitely need that guidance there, and I don't see it. That's what's so strange about it. Like it's so wild because it's like, you know, dudes don't even know, like, to me, like, it transitions, but even like talk to women anymore. They call like bro. It's weird.
I can tell you this.
That's strange to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let Camara answer 2 seconds.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I'm gonna let you 2 seconds. I can only interject to say this. Having both sides of that fence of having your father, my grandfather in my life to be there, you too, blah blah blah. I have that, and I can also say on the other side, not having a dad. Oh, our influences are basically the rappers and the athletes. Those are the people we look up to,
right?
Because those are the only other figures. Or unless you grew up in a neighborhood where you got niggas on the block giving you their advice,
right?
And I had some good ones, so I ain't gonna say it's so bad. I'm just making a point of that's the other side of that fence. Those are the people get that information from. All right, now what do you think is the biggest difference between young black men, you was growing up, and now?
The biggest thing that I see between young black men, and I'm going to touch on the lack of the father, because the lack of the father has been around for way before the 90s, right? And that's a whole nother conversation. One of the biggest things I see is that it's more, the lack of is more, or the lack of doing is more acceptable. So, as a man, and I may be a archaic Neanderthal, there's certain things that you should do, certain things you should move forward on. But there's been a lot of pacifists. There's been a lot of like, okay, it's not that bad, right? Pat you on the butt type things. What I've seen is that, and once again, it's all about your upbringing. It's a very, very tough question, man.
It is.
It's a tough question that you're asking.
It is.
You know what I mean? Depends. It can't be narrowed down to anything. So I'm just going to be kind of generic.
Yeah, well, just speak your version.
It's like the lack of doing, the lack of progressing, the lack of achieving is more acceptable. It's like, oh, it's okay, baby, you didn't do this. It's okay, baby, right. you didn't grow, you didn't finish college, you didn't do this, or you didn't move forward. It's okay, baby, don't worry about it. Whereas there might have been more of a push, like, you got to do this. You got to do this. Word. You got to do this. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You know, I've seen you have more and more men that have been in situations where they're coddled by their parents as opposed to pushed. Like, it's okay. Stay home with me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You 30, 40 years old. Stay at home with me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, no, go. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the analogy of the bird in the tree. Push the bird off the branch and they fly.
Yeah.
If not, they fall.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see that too much. It's more of like, don't worry about flying.
Yeah.
I got you.
Right.
So those types of things I think have hurt. Right? Where there's other people that have gone and pushed forward. So that's why I say it's a broad thing.
But that's,
you know what I mean?
that's what you mainly see. I definitely just wanted that.
Yeah, that's what I see. But that's what I'm saying. It's so many.
Of course, it's more.
More.
We don't have. I don't expect us to have the correct answer that covers all bases.
And everybody's more sensitive.
And I see now you led it to. I was going to say because I can't answer this from y'all, but I can answer it from my life. The one thing I've noticed is that I don't like sensitivity factor. People look, I'm all about feelings. I'm supportive of the mental health movement that has happened, because before it was a non-negotiable.
Right.
Like before, if you were a kid or not a kid, if you were a teenager, you were like, "Oh, this is really." Your parents would shut the fuck up and go upstairs. So I do think that's important. Let me make this clear. I think it's important, but in that being said, I think for what I've seen, there's a lot of everybody gets a trophy mentality going on.
I literally was going to say that.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've seen happen. And there's you can be there's two things to be correct. We have to be more sensitive to people's feelings and everything, in all aspects. Feelings. I'm happy. The Me Too movement, while I think it has some of its faults, there's a correction that needed to happen. Niggas had a good run for 1,000 years of no reprimand, right? So now we're in the overcorrection phase.
That's what it is.
It's an overcorrection.
So every little thing. So they're even going in past shit.
Exactly.
Like they're going through people's past and any little thing that they could have said.
So we're in overcorrection.
Right.
There's a middle that we have to find, but that's where we're at now. And I'm saying I get it because like I said, whatever it's worth, they had a long run of whatever and nothing. So it's like, this kind of has to happen this way. But we have to also bring it back to line. I'm gonna complete what I'm trying to say. So with everybody gets a trophy mentality, we've approached this thing where now it's fine to, everybody should be successful. Everybody should do this, and oh my God, you shouldn't punish your child, or I'm kind of rambling this a little bit because I'm trying to detail them, but I don't. It's like we're oversensitive now.
No, absolutely.
I think
absolutely.
Look, women and men are equal.
Right.
This is not a gender. I'm not excluding women as a gender, but young black men especially, that sensitivity is not going to help motherfuckers.
Right.
Growing up,
right.
The world is not sensitive to young black men.
No, absolutely not. All. And I feel like they missed that. Yeah, they missed that avenue.
You have to this everybody's a trophy is not gonna work out.
It's not
for the people, for the ones that do take that mentality,
right? Because it's not realistic.
The world is not gonna be sensitive.
It's not at all.
You need to come in. It's all about what can you do, how can you benefit whoever you're gonna work for, and if you work for yourself, how can you benefit yourself?
Right.
Because if you can't, these people do not care about your story.
But even just to have the ambition and drive to do something,
and that comes
like
from,
you know what I'm saying, whatever that you choose to have that ambition and drive in. To do that and excel and surpass people, to be the best, where that comes from? Quote unquote.
That comes from encouraging your kids to go out and try shit and fail.
Right.
You can't have them being like you said, like he was saying, the whole it's gonna be okay or go fail. It's not. I'm not because I can't tell you it's okay to fail.
Right.
I want you to think it's not okay to fail. But as a parent, for the most part, nobody's gonna succeed at everything they do. Very rarely your first idea gonna pop.
Right.
But what I want you to go into it thinking I'm gonna do everything I can to not fail.
Right.
Because what it should do is bring resilience in you. Like, all right, you know what? That didn't work, but now I just know one way not to do it.
But that starts on such a small level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that starts on the level. But we got the games in here. We got this, you know what I mean? That's where it starts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to realize that as individual parents and be like, okay. Like, they doing this and you're like, okay, you're not getting it. All right, well, you're not getting it.
Mm.
Okay, all right, not getting it and not like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. No, it's kind of like, it's that fine line. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Because
right?
But what you're saying is like, it depends on how you approach it because it's like, no, that's all right. So it's almost giving them an excuse to give up.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends on how to approach.
But it's a tough line. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about earlier.
How you approach that shit.
Yeah. Like, you don't know that. You don't know.
Right.
Like, because every person is an individual and every person is going to respond differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? If we're talking about from a parent state, like, I got 3 children.
Right.
I say this to Junebug.
Right.
John, whatever the fuck. Johnny.
Right.
I can't say this to Kayla.
Right.
I can't say this to, you know what I mean?
Because they're different people.
Yeah. So
you
that's
have to
what you got to figure it out.
You have to approach it differently.
But we lay the foundation.
Right.
Right? So that we got to figure out, okay. And we don't always have the answer.
No.
So then when they go out, like, damn, it wasn't like this in Pop's house.
Right,
What the fuck is this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he told me we was good. I picked red, and it was red.
Right. Real shit.
Yeah.
All right. Quick segue. Dating. As far as I know, y'all both are single. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Oh, no. He's in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah,
Relationship now. Okay.
Took a
relationship.
long time.
All right.
Okay, took a long
But
time.
I got some great information.
You're single,
on
all
this,
right?
dude.
You
Yeah.
single? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
single currently, but this isn't about. This is more about y'all. So,
Right.
commitment. The long conversation that's going to happen for the rest of our lives with women, right? Look, you see how they moving their faces? So, old head advice and commitment.
Damn, old head.
Yeah, because we need it.
I never thought
I'm
old
a-
head called that.
So,
Old head advice.
commitment.
Commitment.
You're not married yet.
Okay.
Right?
My
You're
thing.
not
Okay.
in a relationship.
All right.
So, first question would be,
Okay.
why?
What? Oh, that
you.
that I'm not.
Yeah.
You know. Well, you have to find kind of like the right person. My whole thing is, please, and I encourage anybody, don't settle. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, people will settle because of numerous things. Like, well, I just really want to be with somebody. They're lonely or whatever
Yeah,
like that. So they're
you see that a
willing
lot.
to latch on to
See a lot of
anybody
my
that will
generation.
make them feel, like, wanted, or loved, and it's just, I've never been that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly fine and happy with doing me and being myself, until I find somebody that's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just rush into something. And that's the thing. That's why I'm single. And plus, like I said, it doesn't, end. I'm not saying all of it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a relationship, it's good, it lasts, that's awesome for you. But like I said, I think the big thing is a lot of people, they're not really happy with themselves. So how can they also be in a relationship? And that's not taught to you. Like I said, it's about teaching, younger people that it's like, it's okay to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Which it's kind of harder because you have all these social platforms that have been like, oh, like, look at this. You need this. You need this. You need this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it being okay to just be like, look, I need to know what I'm about. I need to be happy with me. And then I'm ready to engage in maybe a relationship. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
And
all
for
I
you,
want.
I have a different way I'm gonna ask the question. What? Matter of fact, okay. We're not gonna touch on the subject, but I'm gonna bring this up to answer this question, right? So you were married once, it didn't go the right way, right? It didn't go the way you wanted, obviously, or the way it was supposed to. Maybe it ended and because it's supposed to, whatever, right? Next, now we're moving on. So you just say you're in a relationship now, right? I want to know, how did you know that you were ready to commit to another person again?
So my thought process on that between man and woman, or it's not something I subscribe to, but man and man or woman and woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's about realizing who you are. So in order to figure out the person that you need to be with, or you should be with, you have to figure out yourself first. And that can be a long process, right? What you like when you're 20, you don't like when you're 40, right? So it's kind of like you have to analyze self. A lot of people, Pete, they look through a window. When we look through a window, what do? We point.
Yeah.
But when you look through a mirror, you point back at
It's
yourself,
on you.
right? So that's what we got to do. We got to look at that ugly mirror and be like, yo, I'm this, I'm that. Good, bad, ugly. And be real with the shit. And then when you start to be real with yourself and understand who you are as an individual, then you can really detail, like, man, I need this type of person to be with me. We don't do that. We don't spend that much time with ourselves.
Hold on.
Especially when you're young,
Give me a
Pete.
second. We're going to make sure. Keep going. I want to make sure we record all this. Go ahead.
All right. So especially when you're young, Pete, you know what I mean? It's like we spend a lot of time like this. We very rarely spend time with looking within. And it's ugly shit when we look within. Like real ugly shit.
Your
You know what I'm
reflection.
saying?
They always say your reflection,
Your reflection is
the hardest thing to
ugly.
look at.
So That's the one thing I would suggest to people. And then you may say, well, see, I can't do that. I'm 19, 20. Yeah. Take your time with it. There's no
Absolutely.
rush. Don't allow outside influences to be like, you got to get married.
Right. Absolutely.
You got to boom, 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 boom.
Absolutely.
Nah, it's your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cultures, a lot of ethnicities, they have these structures and these statutes.
Yep,
Like, you know, you got to do this by this age, and da da da. And
Absolutely.
you're like, and you trapped in this. My family says I got to do this shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the hardest things for people to do is disassociate themselves with their family because that's all they know.
Yeah. Right.
Because when you disassociate yourself with your family, you feel like you're on an island.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And these are the closest people to you in the world.
Right. Right.
Right? So we have to realize to do that and understand ourselves. And I think that once we are able to do that and truly understand who we are as an individual, then we'll make better decisions in regards to who we are supposed to pick or be with. Now, you notice I'm not saying like some man shit. I'm talking about men and women.
Right.
These are things that we both have to do.
Being
Absolutely.
Human being. Figure
Right.
out who you are and then be like, yo, because what I liked when I was 20 was not what I'm attracted to when I'm 40. But when I was 20, I didn't even really know who I was.
Right. Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Absolutely.
Both y'all answers was pretty on point.
Because no, I feel like our answers were similar too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you really do have to start with yourself. You have to know yourself, and that's what's so strange about it, man. You have people that don't even like, you know, oh, you can ask them a question. Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? That's crazy. You have people that don't even consider that or don't want to face that. You know what I'm saying? It's a
phone call with an eye.
You hot, baby. You hot.
You know what I'm saying?
They seeing it like who the fuck these motherfuckers?
Yeah, but nah, it definitely you can't love really anybody that the way that, you know, you're supposed to until you kind of love yourself. That's how I feel, man. Like, you have to, just like Camara was saying, like, you have to know who you are and realize that your choices that you made when you were younger, they're not going to be the same when you're older, because hopefully when you get older, you become wiser and you know more about yourself than you did at such a young age, you know?
That's true. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I just really wanted y'all two viewpoints. I had really nothing to add. I just wanted to hear what you guys thought about that. As a older black males, what was your outlook? But it sounds, some of it's a little bit like I said, but his answer was interesting in the sense also of being young, having to realize you don't have to be what everybody, whatever the rules are. You realize there are no rules.
Yeah.
That's something I had to realize. I realized that a couple, like maybe 5 years ago. Like, there's no, I gotta do everything. I can't. There's no this book of how it's supposed to
and
go.
plus, think about it, and I don't mean it's outdated. It's
oh hell yeah! Dating in 2020 is not
book.
Dating in 1970.
Right, it's outdated.
It's not the same.
It is not. In
Instagram
any way.
was not around.
Right, in any way. Like, yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
Right. You have these social platforms.
This dating shit is crazy. This is some bullshit.
It's crazy, bro.
All right,
straight up.
We're gonna end it on some good fun, good lighthearts. We actually had this convo a little bit before the show. I had to stop y'all. I was like, no, it's on the show. Right. So comic book movies.
Shit, trash. Yo, it's trash.
Hold on, he didn't even say this.
No, because I read. Yo, I'm gonna be real. If don't nobody know, I'm the real motherfucking uncle. He real too. I'm real. I saw the motherfucking content. That fucking Justice League is trash.
Go ahead. DC or Marvel?
Oh, okay.
DC or Marvel? That's the first question.
Oh, me? Oh, Marvel. Actually, but
it depends
to be real. No, but to be real, like, actually, Marvel stole a lot of shit from DC. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you realize that.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Know,
Stan Lee worked for DC. I understand that.
Yeah, right.
Stan Lee, yeah, I get it. Yeah. But it depends on what we're talking about. Right now, we're talking about current.
We're talking about movies. We're talking about the movies.
Okay, so yeah, because I understand. I see where you're going with it. Because as far as like DC animation,
shit trash.
DC animation killing it. They're killing it.
Under the red
hood. They can animate shit. They just can't do live action.
Let that shit go.
Under the red hood is still one of my favorite Batman movies.
Dope.
But All right, but so I'm glad you brought it up. So DC,
I like the Killing Joke.
Killing Joke is nice. That's a
It
classic.
had a
though.
bad ending, but I like
The
the
ending.
But the ending is how it's. The ending is how
Yeah,
that's how the
But you gotta understand,
Right.
yeah.
But it was an animated version.
Good
of it.
concept. Yeah.
So DC,
He beat the shit out of Robin in the Red.
He did. He
Oh
did.
my
He beat
God.
the Yeah, you know.
he was loud. He was making jokes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Laughing.
I know you got somewhere to get, but like, yo, every time I watch this shit, I think about you, right?
All right.
Remember the Justice League joint? Yo,
All right, go ahead.
when motherfucking the head scientist.
Yeah, I know you. I thought about you like 2 weeks ago. I was watching it 2 weeks ago.
Every time you know what I'm talking about.
Yo,
Every time I fucking watch that
It's
shit,
Justice League
I
Unlimited.
crack the fuck up, man.
Justice League Unlimited,
Yo,
Right.
which is a great one.
And
Both seasons
dope.
have a dope story.
Fire. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Cadmus is kind of slowly getting exposed.
Right.
And Superman finally
He came in.
he comes in and he beats Captain Adam's ass.
Yeah.
And, he's like, no, he's coming with me. And he said, hold on. Look, he's X-ray vision. And he sees the scientist that's been helping them in the past. He's like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah.
And you can close
hit
the
him.
part
Yeah.
off. So what does he say?
Yo, he on some shit. Yo, it's so funny, man. Cause Pete cracked up so hard, man. He was like, yo, I can't remember the exact words he said. What the fuck he said?
He says, you were supposed to be helping us. He said, yeah. He said, but you said I saw something else. He was he said, you said we were angels from heaven.
And he was like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that motherfucker laughed so hard, man. I think about that shit every time we watch that shit. He says something about motherfucking oh God. Damn, man.
No, I'll do it. I'll just do it then. So
Go
he
ahead,
says, whatever, doctor, whatever he said, you said we were angels sent from heaven.
Yeah,
that nigga looked at Superman.
Yeah, he was like,
he said Lucifer was an angel.
Yo, but he had a straight face.
Right.
But yo, P laughed so hard. We talking about motherfucking damn. Fucking 16 years ago, man, he laughed so hard at that shit.
Yeah.
And we cried, man. We laughed so hard because his shit was like, because he looked at the motherfucker, he was like, because he looked down at him, he was like, Lucifer was having 2 years. Oh, man.
And keeping in DC, crazy. I was going to say this about DC.
Okay.
Damn, man,
I
enjoyed the whole podcast. I'm sorry.
No, you done. That's fun. I enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was really good.
Man of Steel was actually good. And I don't even like Superman. I can't stand Superman.
That was the first Superman movie I saw that I liked.
It was legit. And
I'm not fucking with y'all.
What made me...
Man, that shit trash, man.
Yeah, no.
Y'all on some next level shit, man.
Oh,
that shit
my
trash.
God.
I'm walking off the camera on that. Man of Steel, the Superman shit?
You didn't like Man of Steel? The General Zod battle was lit.
It was actually good, man. Wow.
This guy.
Wow.
I'm going to use your restroom. So.
Wow.
We're going to keep going. So, I liked Wonder Woman. The first one.
The first one was good.
It was good.
It was good. No, it was good. No, it was good. For whatever. But that's what's so crazy about it, because you like DC, I feel like their bar is so low. So anything that is actually good, quote unquote, is like, all right.
But for Wonder Woman, all I've ever wanted out of it was more Themyscira.
Yeah.
I actually want more to Themyscira. That shit is hard.
Fire. Yeah,
like
it's dope.
The female army.
Yeah. Like,
so I feel like, if anything, just give me a movie about that. I'll take a prequel. Like,
right.
The second Wonder Woman sucked. I think we
awful.
don't need Camara to confirm.
I know, right? To kick
sucked.
down mics and shit like that. But yeah, it was awful.
Now,
it was awful.
Batman vs Superman. I didn't like it. Right, the movie itself was not good.
No.
When I went back and rewatched it, I'm bringing this up because it all relates.
Okay.
I realized while the movie I didn't like, I realized how much it wasn't some of the characters, as far as like, they shouldn't have threw Wonder Woman. I think throwing Wonder Woman off in there was extra fluff.
Right.
I guess you could, why have a Batman Superman when you could just do a Batman movie?
Right.
And I'm bringing that up. I realized that I actually liked Ben Affleck as Batman.
But you know what? It wasn't bad.
Because in the beginning, I was like, this movie's trash.
No, because you already prejudge him. Like, because, I mean, And especially in your mind, when you were like, whoever they announced that's playing Batman, you're always going to have some type of criticism. You know what I'm saying? Until you actually see them perform. Yeah. Just like the same shit with Heath Ledger when he got the Joker.
Everybody
shit.
was, because he's the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
killed that role.
I thought Ben Affleck he does a good older Batman impression.
It was.
Now, they didn't give him the solid material.
No.
But I thought he did well. And
you think Ben Affleck did a good job as Batman?
He wasn't bad. I mean, I wouldn't. He was not as bad as people expected him to be. That's how I feel. When they were
playing, because we're not talking about the movies being. We're talking about. You got to remember, he's supposed to be playing an older, brooded, battered Batman. I thought he did it well as being, because when like I said, the movie Batman Superman, we're not talking about it's good. When I rewatched it, I realized you know what? I was like, he's not bad. Like, he comes off as an older Batman with a lot of demons,
right?
And he plays it better than I would, because when I heard Ben Affleck was be Batman, I was like, oh.
But okay, my only thing, and
he's no Val Kilmer.
I'm dumb. Val Kilmer was trash.
Awful.
But my thing is George Clooney.
He's
shit, George Clooney.
Even worse. God
my thing was
damn.
Why did they go that route? Right? If you look at the animated series, everybody young. So what? It was because they felt like they was biting off of Marvel. Like, why didn't you go in the beginning? You didn't have to start when Batman was dying.
He didn't have to meet
now
Superman.
You have nowhere to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's over with. Like, once you've done this, it's done. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
if you do it, people are like, oh, why are you going back?
Yeah.
Like, you should have started when
they
it was all young, like some young type shit. You know what I mean?
I can agree.
For good growth.
Like we said, they didn't do the story any favors.
No,
I'm just giving the actor his flowers, because me and him have seen the Snyder Cut, and I thought he did a great job.
I haven't seen it. So my question to you guys is that, why do you think they did that? Because it's kind of like, I understand Nintendo, Atari.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the 2K, and back then it was NBA Live. It was the different shit. Right. Like, why are you coming right there at them? You already know they banging. Marvel they killing it. So maybe let's just start small.
It made zero sense to me. I said, why are they racing to keep up?
Yeah.
When you can just kind of build, because this is probably why
Marvel had to stop.
This is where me and Dion, this is where you'll understand. Even though you shit on Man of Steel, is where you see why we like it. It was a starting point where it was like, oh, this is the first movie. You have such wide space to go. You can make Man of Steel 2. Mm-hmm. You can make a Batman solo.
Other people, yeah.
And it can build through whatever. I guess the pressure, as we know, money runs everything. The pressure from the execs was, no,
we need to hurry up.
We need our team up.
You can't compete with that, though.
No, you can't. Because
they took like 10, 12, 15 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I watched Iron Man in your house, the first Iron Man.
Yeah, that's right.
And I didn't know there was an extra scene until you told me.
Mm-hmm.
You said, hey, did you see that scene with Sam?
Yeah, it was.
At the end,
people, we're dating ourselves. Post credits were not a big thing.
They were not at all.
He tells me, hey, did you see the end scene? I'm like, I said, yeah, Iron Man wins the battle against my man. Word. He's like, no, there's a scene at the end of the credits. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's how I watch it. I'm like,
that was new back then.
It was new, yeah.
I'm like, is that Samuel with an iPad? I didn't know I was like, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Word. Exactly.
So we focused on DC because it's easy. Marvel, to me, I like the Spider-Man. Spider-Man franchise is one of my favorite. I love the Spider-Mans. Because they're youthful, they're fun as Spider-Man is supposed to be. You didn't like Homecoming?
Are they?
You guys didn't like them?
Okay,
it was okay. But are they doing the next Spider-Verse? I heard they're doing the Spider-Verse.
No, that Spider-Man 3 is supposed to be fucking.
I heard that shit gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be. It has my man Daredevil from the Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. The whole concept. They're on a whole nother level.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
But that's funny. So you guys don't like the iteration of Spider-Man? I actually think it's cool that he's a youthful.
Okay, no. I don't have a problem with Tom Holland. Is that his name? That's his name, right? I don't mind him. I mind the story. Like I said, to me, like it's not enough of like it doesn't have that Spider-Man feel. He does. Like I said, he does, but the story surrounding it, I don't. They were just okay to me. Like I said, the Homecoming, Far From Home, all right. They weren't even the whole.
I actually really dug Mysterio.
Mysterio, how they did it, cool. It was cool. But I still think like the OG Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock.
Tobey Maguire,
fucking
those are the best ones. Would you
awesome.
agree?
It was dope.
So
Compared to the new ones, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm
Go
letting you talk. My opinion on Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. Leave them motherfuckers the fuck alone.
I respect that.
Think about how many other characters we got.
Right.
Why
Yeah,
are we
I feel like
not
they
making
They keep
movies
on
about
focusing on
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Superman,
and I don't quite
reboot.
understand
Yeah, right.
the Hollywood machine.
Batman, yeah.
I'm not
right.
on the business side of that because
Right.
you may be looking at what people are
Merchandise
attracted to,
and-
right? But I'm like, let that shit die. In my mind, in my dumb lack of visionary mind, there's other characters that you can create to be like, yo, this shit dope. Like, it doesn't have to, because like we said earlier, right? Like we said earlier with hip hop.
Yeah.
He don't know about Rakim.
Right.
He don't know about KRS.
Right.
He only knows about because we talk about it.
Right. Or we might have played some.
So why are
songs
we
yeah.
talking about Spider-Man and Batman when you got other characters that we can play that you'd be like, boom.
This is where I'm about to. This is why why Spider-Man is a Marvel character, but this is why I think Marvel won. See, they didn't have license to all their best characters in the beginning, so they had to start out with Iron Man and Thor. Like, while they're big now, those were not the biggest Marvel. Because the biggest Marvel characters were X-Men. Everybody knows that. It's X-Men.
Don't get me talking about
Fantastic
that
Four,
shit.
right?
Yes.
So
don't
those
get me
are the
talking
biggest-
about both of those
And they
movies.
didn't have the license.
Right.
So what's helped them is they got us hooked on the auxiliary characters to the point where now we care about the whole universe. Like, even the shows, like there's a Bucky Winter Soldier show on now where you're just focusing on the Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
Right.
These are two of the probably most auxiliary, as far as if you're leading a comic, theoretically you're not racing to be like, man, what's Winter Soldier?
Almost
next, right?
low level characters.
But they built it up to a point where now it's like, I care about I think Winter Soldier is one of the dopest characters.
But maybe I'm being dumb with my thought process because they're still looking at parents and grandparents. Create new characters.
Oh, you're saying,
new characters.
Okay.
Because all this comes from comic books, and I understand people don't read comic books anymore.
Right.
But what is it that they're seeing? All you got to do is say Marvel, Jumpman, DC,
Right. True.
crazy creatures or whatever, and they be like, damn, I want to see this shit.
Right.
And they create that vibe, right?
Yeah.
Because here we go. Power Rangers.
Right.
Love Power Rangers. Grew up on them. That's my generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? What
Right.
did we have before Power Rangers?
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's whatever. And Thundercats and Power, it's whatever. It's a remake of shit that we
We've
watch.
already had Voltron.
Right? It's a
Right.
remake of shit.
Yeah.
And then
My
you just
love,
change it
you're right.
They
and
just
make
changed
it
to
hot.
you're
And
right,
they're
right.
like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
My love is Power Rangers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Power, nothing.
No, that's it. Yeah.
That's my thunder.
You know
that's
what I
my
mean?
shit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That makes a lot. That was a very
Yeah,
intelligent.
that's what I'm saying. If
play.
you
Play
make that,
play.
then like, oh, I gotta go get it.
Right.
Bang.
That's true.
That's true.
That's real shit.
That's very true. I think they are trying to make some new heroes. I think you touched on a good point. They probably definitely, especially at this point, just make new shit, and it'll be the new, like you said, for
That's
whoever
what I'm
it
saying.
is.
It'll be the new X-Men or whatever.
Right,
That's
right,
why
right.
they keep doing it.
Yeah,
like boom, create that,
Like, yeah,
and
let
then
me-
boom, they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna remember the motherfucking Magneto and Dr. X. That shit
Right.
gone, man.
Right,
That shit
right.
gone. Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
He's an amazing character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might keep him.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But it's got to go. They moving on to some other shit. That's life. That's hip hop.
Evolve.
That's
You got
that's
evolution.
That is a perfect closure to what
And,
we're talking
yeah,
about.
no one's-
because he's talking about old and new.
Right. Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a trend. We transcend, man.
Transcend, yeah,
you know what I mean? You
absolutely.
got rappers then, got rappers now.
right.
Hip hop then, you got hip hop now.
Right.
We got art and comics then. I don't even know too many people. I don't even know if they still make comic books.
Right. They do. Yeah. they
But
still
it's
do.
not
No.
what the
It's
comic book.
very niche.
The comic
I'm
books
one
that
of the
they
few
write
people
right
that still
now.
have a bunch of comics.
Yeah,
Right.
the comic books that they write right now are based off of life right now. It's not based off of how it was.
Right.
Right. So when you read a comic book, it may be some lingo or a picture or image that is based off of 2000,
Right.
not based off of 1986.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the comic book, they may have a cell phone.
Yeah.
There was no cell phones in the comic books we read.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's how it just evolves.
Absolutely.
But I think the key point is that like not resolving, but embracing the culture.
Right.
It's not even only about hip hop. It's just embracing the culture that we all grew up on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the love of it.
Yeah.
Like the art. I used to love to sit there and flip through a comic book and enjoy it because it was just like, yo, this shit fresh.
Yeah.
It wasn't about money back then, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? We looking at like, yo, this shit is dope. Like, yeah, I learned a lot of my vocabulary from a comic book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's some shit that we need to kind of almost like embrace. Like, people talk about dumb shit, and I don't, not trying to take up too much of your time, about like theology and a religion.
Right.
But if you take the right motherfucker to say the right things, hip hop and comics will become a religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't, people 30 years from now don't know any better. Like, oh, this is the religion of hip hop. Right. This is the religion of comics.
I see what you're
You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh my God, yes. Superman, what's the man? Oh, da 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 da. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like carrying it over because it's our culture.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially
it's our culture.
it, like,
embrace
longer.
the culture, but
yeah.
don't go crazy with it. Embrace it. Like, yo, this is what we did.
Right.
This is what we read. This is what we learned, and it was fun. And it wasn't abrasive. It wasn't mean.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just where we were.
Absolutely.
So, just my thought, man.
Yeah.
I had a different question to end this with, but now I'm on the fly.
Right.
All right, we're gonna end it with this because I've already answered.
I love questions.
The last movie.
Questions are good.
The last movie that you thoroughly enjoyed.
Belly. No, I'm just.
Oh my God.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, something recent. Not belly.
All right.
I love paid. Yo, and it's funny because I have Pluto free TV. Paid in Full comes on all the time. I love that fucking movie.
That's old, man.
I know. No, you brought it up. I was like, yo, I love Paid in Full.
That's classic.
I love Paid in Full.
Classic,
That
man.
shit. A recent movie, man. And I don't know, like, I would have to say that if you're talking about like recent, that Justice League. It was good. It was good.
What you, Mr. K-Top?
First of all, yo, D ain't smoked no weed till I met him. I want you to understand that, right? So, that motherfucker ain't watched no gangster movies. He do not like that, P. P, I'm gonna tell you the real. P, you gotta edit this shit.
Yo, you
that
do.
Motherfucker ain't watched no gangster movies.
Yo, it was.
He ain't know who the fuck Wu-Tang was.
Yo.
He ain't smoked no weed. None of that shit before I met him.
Yo.
Let's be real with this shit, right? So, I'm about to fuck y'all up with this one though. So, I just watched a joint called Gone Girl.
Oh,
That
shit was, you seen it?
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
I went to movies to go see it.
Yo,
bro,
that shit
that
fucked
movie
me up,
right?
man.
Yo,
that shit fucked me up. Yo, for real. Not even on some regular motherfucking Hollywood shit. I watched that shit. I was like, yo, this bitch is crazy.
This girl,
crazy.
She's crazy. Like,
and cerebral.
She was trying to fuck him over.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It came back at him.
Right.
Yeah, on some baby mom type shit.
Mastermind
that bitch was crazy.
type
She
shit,
killed the
bro.
motherfucker she was with.
Right.
Yo, that shit. Yo.
And then on the cameras when he was like, her blood was all
that's
over.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
I'm like, that's the last shit I saw. So I know you wasn't expecting that shit. But that was the last shit I saw. I was like, yo. But yo, now I got a question. Did you motherfuckers, because I missed it, did you watch the Ghost and Ray versus last night?
I seen snippets.
I did.
Because I was out.
But
how the fuck did you not watch that, man? I was up in Jersey driving and shit. I was like, yo, I'm like, how did you not watch that, yo? I'm mad and shit. I'm gonna watch that shit on the way home. That shit wasn't fire? Nah.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I can't fuck with you no more. Dude.
I haven't seen it.
No,
only because
you,
to me. Go,
he used to tell me that was his favorite rapper.
No, but my whole thing
you never
is,
used to tell me?
No, I'm not trying to say that. But my
cut the camera on this shit,
but
yo.
my whole thing is that how are they going to verse each other? Though?
Because it's just fucking rhyme.
I understand it's fun. But are you serious? That's like Batman and Robin. Come on,
I don't give a fuck. It's not.
I understand.
See, I don't look at verses. Remember, the first verses was Premier and
Jizzle, yeah.
So I don't look at verses.
RZA.
I don't look at verses as like fight. I just look at the verses as like, yo, hot shit for hot shit, right? So I knew when that shit happened. That's why I didn't even send it to you.
Right.
Because
I
know. You already know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I missed it.
I'm mad as shit. I saved that shit. I'm watching
No, but still, no. I'm still want to watch it.
It's good. It's just like
I saw snippets. No, I have the link if you can see the whole thing. I'm
we
gonna watch the
dying,
whole
man.
thing.
still
We dying,
no,
man.
I'm gonna watch
Thank
it. I
you,
love
P.
Brain
Thank
Ghost.
you, P, for giving us a little bit of shine. We dying, D. Motherfuckers ain't looking at us no more. They ain't talking to us no more. Them motherfuckers is on fucking. Hey, yo, what you didn't talk about was 6ix9ine. I had a lot for that shit.
Because I had a lot for that shit.
You know what? We had a lot throughout the show.
I
I
know.
kind of knew what to cut out. I said we should go with some more.
It's 6ix9ine. Yeah. You already know what I thought.
The last movie I enjoyed was Extraction. It's a movie with Chris Hemsworth on
With
Netflix.
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
He was scrambling trying to get the fuck out of there.
Scramble.
It was a good movie. He died in it. That motherfucker was hustling, man. Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good movie, man.
You ruined that. You ruined. No, but I blame myself for that.
I ruined what?
You ruined it for me. He died at the end. I've never seen the fucking movie, man.
I was talking to P.
I know, but I'm here. He's like, all right, yeah. Let me ignore that. Let me ignore that Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No. Come on.
Don't pay attention to that part.
I'm talking to P. I didn't even know you knew what this shit was.
I got this. Let me tell you something. Extraction is a movie where even if you know
you
that,
can watch that shit.
I'll still watch it. No, I'll still watch it.
No, it has zero effect on how much you're going to enjoy.
It's a good movie,
It is
man.
in the
I still
vein
have
of-
motherfucking
scramble.
Yeah, I didn't get an opportunity to watch
It's one of
it.
them action 90s toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
There's a
right,
bunch
right.
of violence.
Right.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Man.
It sounds amazing. Yeah, no, I just never got around watching it. I don't know why I never got around to watching it, but
Plugs.
it's on the list.
Plug. Anything about to plug? We're about to end.
Well, I'm doing my art, my collages. I have DSH collages on Instagram. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? It's what I love to do, and that's about it. I'm working on production with friends, I'm just new to it, but we will definitely have some dope projects available for people soon.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, man, health and fitness, man. It's a $1 trillion a year industry. There's nothing more important than the betterment of self. So if you're in the Delaware area and you're looking for some help or assistance with health and fitness goals, CK Fitness, 2511 West 4th Street, Suite F, Wilmington, Delaware. We got you. And, we're there. True motivation comes from within, but you have to realize that. And you have to also understand that it's on you. But at the same time, if you're looking for beats, you're looking for music. He just told you Dion Seville. If you're looking for, advertisement, publication, if you're looking for podcasts, if you're looking for media presence, Another Bad Podcast, he's right here. You get everything in one stop shop, man. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And that's all I got to say.
Word.
Well, first, I'm going to thank y'all for coming on here. It was cool to have us all here in the room, get us on the mic.
No, this is dope.
That's a moment in time. Everything we say is recorded. So y'all be able to play this when we're all going to play this at some point later on after. Forget when it drops. It'll be fun to listen to this 10 years down the line.
Right, absolutely.
It's a moment in
It's going to be
time.
funny as hell, bro.
So we got that.
Definitely.
I love my uncles. Love y'all. Thank you for coming on the show.
For real,
I want to say,
see, know what you flagged.
This is going to be my
flag, motherfucker. This is real shit.
This is my second season. This will be airing in the second season when y'all hear it. My second season episode on the Bad Podcast. Niggas is spilling liquor on the couch. These niggas got to get the fuck out.
No flag.
It's a wrap.
He shit in the cup, man.
Okay.